There is no biblical story that has left as profound a scar on humanity as the 3rd chapter of the book of Genesis. The narrative of Eve being deceived by the serpent and eating the forbidden fruit, then giving it to her husband, completely altered the course of human history. It laid the foundation for the entire biblical narrative that followed, serving as a bill of debt. This chapter has led many writers to portray women as only slightly better than the devil, giving rise to centuries of relentless accusations and blame. Indeed, how incredibly difficult it must have been to be Eve. Imagine how agonizing it was for her to consider that countless souls would die because of the single fruit she picked and ate one day. How much agony must she have endured, knowing that these souls were her children, born from her, who would call her mother? Perhaps Eve didn't even enjoy the taste of the forbidden fruit the day she ate it. But the thought that because of that fruit, she had brought bitter death to her children must have been the source of her profound sorrow and tears until the day she died. Eve's anxiety and guilt were not something she could escape, even after her death. When she descended into Hades, what she saw in the realm of the dead, just as the rich man saw Abraham and Lazarus, Luke 16:23, was a punishment greater than anything endured by any other human. Her innocent son, Abel, who was brutally murdered before her, had descended to Hades because of the fruit she ate. What must she have felt when she met Abel in Hades on the day she died? To see her innocent son in Hades because of her, despite his own blameless death, must have been another Hades for Eve herself. The most tormenting bond for Eve, even more than her descent into Hades, was witnessing so many innocent people descend there because of her transgression. Even in an earthly prison, it's distressing to see people incarcerated because of our own faults. Eve suffered for 5,500 years in Hades, watching all her descendants come to that place of suffering. If even that cruel rich man pitied his undeceased brothers, pleading that they may not also come to this place of torment, Luke 16:28, how much more must Eve have worried for her own children? When the righteous, who lived blamelessly, descended to Hades, and when her children, whose nature was corrupted because of her, sinned and came to that place of torment, the internal accusation, "This is all because of you," was a more painful bondage than her own presence in Hades. What about us, her children on earth? When have we ever stopped blaming Eve? We chant in our liturgy, "O Eve, what have you done to us?" Behold, our flesh has darkened due to many sins, when we were meant to be in the likeness of the heavenly ones. Ethiopian Orthodox Liturgy. O Hawa, what have you made us? Behold, our body is darkened with many sins, that we were not in the likeness of the heavenly ones. And on behalf of women, we lament to her, "O Eve, what have you done to us? As you caused the bleeding of the tree in paradise, today your daughters bleed. When they give birth in pain and suffering, all your daughters cry." Ethiopian Orthodox Liturgy. O Hawa, what have you made us? Behold, all your daughters weep when they give birth in pain and suffering, and they bleed as you made the tree in paradise bleed. Every evil misfortune we encounter in life becomes a reason to blame Eve. When women suffer in childbirth due to the curse upon Eve, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbearing. In pain you shall bring forth children. They remember that this pain and suffering came about because of her transgression, and they blame her.